Most drivers believe that when they walk into a tire shop, the most expensive option on the wall must automatically be the safest and most advanced choice available. After all, brands like Michelin, Goodyear, and Bridgestone have spent decades building reputations that suggest premium pricing equals premium performance. But behind the scenes, the tire industry operates very differently than most people realize. What many drivers never discover is that some of the world's largest tire manufacturers own multiple brands, often producing tires in the same factories, using similar technology, and sometimes even sharing research and development resources. The result is that two tires sitting side by side in a fitting center can have remarkably similar engineering foundations while carrying dramatically different price tags. The reason this matters comes down to profit. Tire dealers make different margins depending on which brands they sell. A premium tire often generates a larger profit than a lesser-known alternative, even if the performance difference is far smaller than the price difference would suggest. That's why many customers are guided toward familiar names before they ever hear about alternatives. The average driver simply assumes the recommendation is based entirely on quality. But independent testing organizations frequently reveal a more complicated reality. In many cases, mid-range brands perform within a tiny margin of premium competitors in wet braking, dry handling, fuel efficiency, and tread life. For years, major tire companies have benefited from one simple fact. Most people only buy tires every few years. Because drivers don't constantly follow tire testing results, many rely entirely on brand recognition. And that's exactly where the industry gains its advantage. Once a brand earns a premium reputation, it can often charge significantly more, even when competitors begin matching or surpassing its performance. But as independent testing becomes more accessible and drivers start comparing real-world data rather than advertising claims, some surprising...
For years, Falken has remained one of the tire industry's best-kept secrets. While many drivers assume it's simply another budget manufacturer trying to compete with established giants, the reality is far more interesting. Falken is owned by Sumitomo Rubber Industries, one of the largest tire manufacturers in the world. This isn't a small company experimenting in the market. It's a major global player whose technology and manufacturing expertise support vehicles produced by some of the biggest automotive brands on the planet. What makes Falken particularly interesting is the gap between public perception and actual performance. Because the brand doesn't spend enormous amounts on consumer advertising, many drivers never place it in the same category as Michelin or Goodyear. Yet independent testing repeatedly shows Falken delivering results that challenge much more expensive competitors. The Azenas FK520 has become especially notable because it performs exceptionally well in conditions that matter most to UK drivers. Wet roads, unpredictable weather, and long motorway journeys create demanding environments where tire quality becomes critical. Despite its lower price point, the FK520 consistently demonstrates strong wet braking, stable cornering, and impressive tread longevity. This creates a fascinating situation. Drivers who choose Falken often save hundreds of pounds compared to purchasing premium alternatives, yet many report little to no noticeable sacrifice in daily driving performance. The average motorist isn't racing around a professional circuit. They're commuting to work, taking family trips, and navigating wet roads throughout the year. In those situations, the difference between a premium tire and a high-performing alternative often becomes much smaller than people expect. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of Falken's rise is how quietly it has happened. Without flashy marketing campaigns or celebrity endorsements, the brand has built a reputation based largely on test results and customer experiences. Every year, more drivers discover that they can achieve nearly premium-level performance without paying premium-level prices. And as impressive as Falken's story may be, another manufacturer has been creating an even bigger surprise in the European market.
A decade ago, many drivers would have dismissed Nexen without giving it a second thought. The company lacked the recognition of long-established European and Japanese manufacturers, and few people expected it to challenge some of the biggest names in the industry. But over the years, Nexen has quietly transformed itself into one of the fastest-rising tire manufacturers in the world, earning contracts that forced the automotive industry to take notice. The turning point came when major vehicle manufacturers began selecting Nexen as original equipment for factory-fitted vehicles. Suddenly, cars from respected brands were leaving production lines equipped with Nexen tires straight from the factory. That decision wasn't based on marketing. Automotive manufacturers choose tires through extensive testing processes involving durability, safety, fuel efficiency, and performance standards. The fact that Nexen secured these partnerships sent a powerful message about the quality of its engineering. For UK drivers, the biggest advantage is value. Tires like the N Blue HD Plus frequently cost far less than premium alternatives while delivering performance figures that remain highly competitive in independent evaluations. Wet grip ratings, rolling resistance scores, and overall handling characteristics often place Nexen well above what many consumers would expect from its price category. This becomes especially important as tire prices continue rising across Europe. Saving a substantial amount on a full set without compromising safety is becoming increasingly attractive to drivers facing higher vehicle ownership costs. Nexen has also invested heavily in developing compounds specifically suited to European roads and weather conditions. British drivers know that conditions can change rapidly, moving from dry roads to heavy rain within minutes. Tires must perform consistently regardless of those changes, and Nexen's growing reputation has largely been built on meeting that challenge effectively. What makes the company's success even more remarkable is how quickly perceptions have changed. Brands that once dominated conversations about quality now.
When people think about premium automotive engineering, names like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi immediately come to mind. These manufacturers spend billions developing vehicles that meet incredibly high standards. That's why it surprises many drivers to learn that Hankook has been trusted as an original equipment supplier for numerous luxury models produced by these brands. The decision isn't based on price, it's based on performance, reliability, and engineering capability. Hankook's journey from relatively unknown manufacturer to global industry powerhouse represents one of the most significant success stories in modern tire manufacturing. Over the years, the company has invested heavily in research facilities, testing centers, and advanced compound development. As a result, it has steadily closed the gap between itself and long-established premium competitors. In some categories, many analysts argue that gap has effectively disappeared altogether. The Kinergy 4S2 serves as an excellent example of this progress. Designed to perform throughout varying seasonal conditions, it has gained recognition for delivering balanced performance in wet and dry environments while maintaining impressive durability. Independent testing frequently places it alongside products from much more expensive brands. For drivers, this creates an important question. If two tires deliver nearly identical real-world performance, why pay significantly more for one over the other? Part of the answer lies in branding. Premium manufacturers benefit from decades of reputation building that naturally influences buying decisions. Drivers often feel more comfortable purchasing a familiar name, especially when safety is involved. Yet test results increasingly show that Hankook deserves consideration in the same conversations as companies that have traditionally dominated the market. As more consumers become aware of this reality, Hankook continues gaining market share across Europe. What was once considered a mid-range alternative is now viewed by many experts as a genuine premium contender. And while Hankook's rise has been impressive, the next manufacturer demonstrates how a century of engineering experience can still go largely unnoticed by the average driver. Few companies in the tire industry possess a history as extensive as Yokohama. Founded more than a century ago, the company has spent decades refining its technology, expanding its manufacturing capabilities, and supplying tires to major automotive manufacturers around the world. Yet despite this impressive legacy, Yokohama often receives less attention than some of its premium competitors, creating one of the most overlooked value opportunities in the market. The company's reputation among enthusiasts and industry professionals has long been strong. Engineers and performance-focused drivers frequently recognize Yokohama for producing tires that balance handling, comfort, durability, and efficiency exceptionally well. Products such as the Blue Earth series have demonstrated particularly strong results in independent testing, often matching or exceeding expectations set by more heavily advertised competitors. One reason Yokohama performs so well is its commitment to continuous innovation.
The company has invested heavily in compound development, focusing on maximizing grip while minimizing rolling resistance and wear. This balance is difficult to achieve because improving one characteristic often comes at the expense of another. Yet Yokohama has consistently managed to produce tires that perform strongly across multiple categories, rather than excelling in only one area. For UK drivers, this balanced approach is especially valuable. Road conditions vary dramatically throughout the year, requiring tires that can handle wet weather, motorway travel, urban driving, and occasional long-distance journeys. Yokohama's products have developed a reputation for handling these challenges effectively while maintaining competitive tread life. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of Yokohama's position in the market is how often it remains overshadowed by brands with larger advertising budgets. Many consumers simply don't encounter the name as frequently as they encounter Michelin or Goodyear. Yet when independent tests remove branding from the equation and focus purely